ideology fought.
But Captain
And
Karnik,
the ideology
do
which he
you
fought against.
realize that 2 exits of this nature will lower the morale of the cadres?
No,
Answer
I
that
don't
question.
think. I'm a party worker. My morale is not down, not at all.
So
Party
you'll
workers
cry
will,
betrayal.
get involved with more sternly, with more vengeance. A person who has been given thrown by the party, if he departs the party at the last minute, don't you think it will charge us? We will be
Okay, you are
going
feeling
around
charged. So
campaigning
is
with
the
more
Congress
zeal.
party. So you are feeling charged for a different reason. The Congress party is feeling charged for a different reason. Go ahead. Shadabdish, please respond.
No, see, the humiliation of Mr. Jagadish Shettar in the BJP is clear. He has expressed his, his concern. He said that he's not respected in the party, and the betrayal to the entire Lingayat community is twofold. One, to the political leadership, and two, with respect to reservation. The Lingayats were seeking for a 15% reservation, whereas the BJP gave them an unconstitutional and untenable and unscientific 2%. Now, the Lingayat community is, intelligent, and they're carefully observing and monitoring.
Okay, let me see how the analysts are reading it. Nalin Mehta, Neerja Chaudhary are joining us. Nalin, coming to you first. One setback after the other in poll-bound Karnataka. Are you reading it this way for the BJP?
So I think this kind of wave of resignations of very senior leaders, whether it's Jagadish Shettar, whether it's Lakshman Savade, these are senior leaders. One has been a former chief minister, one has been a deputy chief minister. Jagadish Shettar in particular, his father was the first Jansangh mayor in Karnataka. His uncle was the first MLA in Karnataka for the Jansangh, comes from an old RSS family. So I think the last time something like this happened in the Karnataka BJP was when Yediyurappa left a few years ago before coming back. So this is an unprecedented this is the old guard of the old Karnataka BJP, which feels that it's been sidelined, and many of these leaders have moved to the Congress. That's what's happening here.
Okay. Neerja, what's your reading?
Look, to me, this election is very interesting. Karnataka, in the past, during Indira Gandhi's time, when Devraj was the chief minister, had a very different combination of OBCs, Dalits, tribals, and Muslims. That used to be the large chunk. This election is about Vokaligas and Lingayats. It's very interesting. More reservation given to them, taken away from the Muslims, and each party is...
No, but the Supreme Court declared that it was flawed. That entire move was flawed.
Yes, but Jagadish Shettar, Yediyurappa, Kumaraswamy, DK Shivakumar, 2 are Vokaligas, 2 are Lingayat leaders. Of course, the Lingayat Mats have always played a very dominant role in any election in Karnataka. But, the center of gravity has moved from the OBC being the recipients of reservation, mandal, to these intermediate castes becoming very dominant and becoming recipients of reservation. It's a very interesting thing happening at the ground level. How it pans out, of course, the Congress seems to be way ahead. There seems to be an undercurrent for change. That's the reason why BJP leaders are going to that side, unless the Congress messes it all up at the last minute, which I hope they won't. But they seem to have got their act together.
Okay.
But at the ground level, the shifts that are taking place to me are very interesting.
So you are witnessing some kind of ground level shift. Nalin, I saw you raise the hand. Please go ahead.
So I just wanted to say that the fulcrum of the BJP's advances in Karnataka for the last 15-20 years have been based on a very strong Lingayat vote bank. Now, many of the leaders who are leaving now, Jagadish Shettar, Lakshman Savade, all of the and many others, many of them are Lingayats. Now, how this plays out with Lingayat voters, we have to wait and see. Yediyurappa, the greatest Lingayat strongman in the state, of course, is still with the BJP. We've seen pictures of him with the Prime Minister, we've seen pictures of him with Amit Shah and so on. So how this plays out, we'll have to wait and see. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, I agree with Neerja, there is a Lingayat fulcrum of the BJP, which the BJP has to safeguard. The Vocaligas are fundamentally in the old Mysore region with the JDS. The Congress is making a push for the Vocaliga vote as well as for the Ahinda vote, which is created essentially with Devraja, which is something that Neerja also mentioned. But I think the BJP's primary Lingayat bastions are under threat in this election.
Captain Karnik, so the BJP's Lingayat bastions are under threat. So what are you really holding on to in these elections?
I heard Mr. Nalin and I've also heard Madam Nirja, and I respectfully accept their views. But ground reality for us is much different. See, 2008 and 2018, the Karnataka electorate has realized that not giving a simple majority for BJP in both these elections, and in 2013, giving a full verdict for Congress, what all happened in the state, they have realized. So this year, prior to election, 3 months ago, some 23 rallies were conducted by the Honorable Prime Minister, and the groundswell support that we received for those rallies across the state,
The question is, I want to understand from you, Captain Karnik, you went for a gamble, in which you said that there would be newer faces, fresher faces, but that kind of gamble, what worked in Gujarat, seems to be backfiring. No. In Gujarat, you had a government which was in power for 25, 28 years. The central leadership had an iron grip over the state. That is not visible here. Is that a fair assessment to say, Neerja? Fair thing to say, Neerja? Yes.
Maria, you said it's a gamble. It is not a gamble. It is not at all a gamble.
It's a calculated risk then. Let's say it's calculated risk. Okay, Neerja.
BJP has done a proper survey during the past 3 months. It has got the reports from 3 different surveys. Based on that, and subsequently a very open, very transparent meetings were held with the district core committees, which was communicated to the state core committees.
Neerja, I have just enough time for Neerja and Nalin, because DK Shivakumar will be joining me shortly. Let's go ahead, Neerja.
Okay, very quickly, I think that, this time it seems to me even more than caste and affirmative action in favor of certain communities, it is much more the secular issues of, 40% commission government, which has affected a large number of people, anti-incumbency on a host of issues, which has affected every community. I think it is much more that kind of a sentiment that one sees and hears about in Karnataka playing itself out. And I think that may determine the outcome of the elections.
Yes. Nalin, I was having a chat with one of the leaders of the BJP, and they said that, they were repeating the same thing that worked in Gujarat. But why is that formula backfiring the way it is in Karnataka of replacing candidates?
So I think Gujarat, so 2 things. Firstly, I totally agree with Neerja. The entire Congress campaign on the ground is about local issues. It is about the state government performance. It is about price rise. It's about the allegations of corruption, 40% and so on. In fact, by the way, the Congress has made it very clear, or local leaders, DK Shivakumar and others, that this is not about Adani is not an issue here, but local corruption is what they're focusing on, petty corruption if you like, whereas the BJP's entire campaign is significantly focused on Mr. Modi. Why is this different from Gujarat? Karnataka and Gujarat are very different states. The political trajectory of both these states will be very different. Just like the only similarity is that the first inroads of the BJP into Gujarat were built on the back of Patels, or the Patel community. Just like that, Lingayats were the backbone of the initial inroads. But the BJP has historically never had a full majority in Karnataka. That's fundamentally because it's hit a glass ceiling in the last few years. And the old guard still remains extremely, this is the last innings of the old guard if you like, including Mr. Yediyurappa, and they still remain extremely powerful. So the BJP in a sense is a much more normal party, in inverted commas, in Karnataka than in other parts of North India.
Okay, Nalin, so certainly this formula seems to be backfiring, but the larger question is, will the Congress be able to encash on what is visible disgruntlement among the cadres or the leaders of the BJP, in the sense that, is it really trickling down or the cadres like Captain Karnik seems to suggest that they are pretty enthused, they want to really fight it out in these elections?
Look, I think we'll have to wait and see what happens on election day for sure. But look, for the Congress, I think when I was speaking to DK Shivakumar and a number of other Congress leaders, they were very clear that look, this election is a make or break, do or die election for us. They were very clear, many of these leaders, that if the Congress doesn't win Karnataka this time, the party has a very strong chance of breaking up. It's been out of power for 5 years, and if after 5 years of these kind of allegations on the BJP government, if they can't win this election, then a lot of serious question marks will be raised on the viability of the Congress as a serious party.
Yes.
So therefore, I think the Congress is really, the local leadership has come together. There were always been differences between Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. So we'll have to wait and see how this plays out on the ground, because the problems of infighting which exist within the BJP also exist within the Congress, equally so.
Yes, that's right. Shatabdi, for the moment you may be putting up a united front, but that differences between DK Shivakumar and Mr. Siddaramaiah is very well known.
No, I believe that there is no differences between the two, and I think time and again both DK Shivakumar and Shri Siddaramaiah have made it amply clear that the party is focusing on bringing the Congress party in power in the state of Karnataka through collective leadership. They have time and again stated that there are no differences, but I really don't understand the prudence of this question, despite the fact that it's been made crystal clear.
Yes, so I'm expecting DK Shivakumar to join me any moment, but Neerja, when we look at the larger question here, if it is if the BJP leaders, senior leaders are quitting, but if the party would have done surveys, and we know how the BJP functions, they have multiple levels of scrutiny, why would they go for a gamble of this nature until unless they have proved to believe otherwise?
I think, Maria, can I just come in here very quickly?
Yes, please.
To make a point. I agree with whoever said that the stakes are higher for the Congress than they are for the BJP in the Karnataka elections. BJP can afford to lose Karnataka. It may pick up steam with the later elections in the Hindi heartland. If the Congress loses Karnataka, it can go to sleep till 2028. You know, it will lose steam completely. And much will depend on whether Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar hang together. They can fight it out for the leadership after the election. And much will depend on also the extent to which Mr. Kharge, Mallikarjun Kharge can be the unifier in this run-up to the poll date.
So will Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge play that role? Will he be that unifier?
You know, everything hinges on him actually today.
Everything hinges on him.
Maria, yesterday in the rally, Mr. Kharge openly said, don't fight for Chief Minister post now. It will be the centre which will decide. That means he has communicated both to Mr. Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar, knowing fully well that they have differences. He made a public comment in the rally yesterday. So that means he also knows that there is a difference of opinion between the two about the possible chief ministership. But rest assured, in Karnataka, we are going to come back to power with a simple majority at least. And for that, we have done this experiment, which is not a gamble, after a lot of scrutiny, lot of survey and consultation. So we are very confident. Yes, some 2-3 important leaders have left us, which has hurt, in fact, all of us also, that they should have done it. But the party is capable of, facing the election and coming back to power with its cadre strength.
Okay, Shatabdi, final word to you. I have 30 seconds left on the show. Go ahead.
No, see, we're extremely happy with the fact that many senior leaders of the BJP and other parties as well are joining Congress. We are looking forward to a thumping majority of 150 plus. The people of Karnataka have realized that here is a corrupt government. Here is a government that absolutely lacks governance and administration, and they're going to vote the Congress to power today, this time.
Nalin, 20 seconds to you.
So I think Neerja is right. The stakes are higher for the Congress. I also think that while the BJP is facing a really tough electoral challenge in Karnataka, and if it loses, it will certainly give a strong fillip to the Congress. I do think 2024 in Karnataka is a different contest in the Lok Sabha election than the state assembly election contest. I'm not sure this assembly election result, even though it
will now be on 13th when the results happen, and 10th, of course, is the day when the polling will be held in Karnataka. Nalin Mehta, Neerja Chaudhary, Jagadish and Captain Karning, thank you so much for your time. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.
So ensure that the new leader, the new candidate who has been fielded there, his victory will be possible there. So that's what Chief Minister Basavaraj Bommai has promised, and the focus will be on this Hubli-Dharwad region, because Jagadish Shettar had claimed that after Lakshman Savdi and him joining the Congress, this will have an impact on almost 15 to 20 constituencies. These were the claims made by the senior leader who has built the party in that region across Karnataka here in this state. So JP Nadda, we are also learning that JP Nadda will be coming to Karnataka to hold a series of meetings, and he'll also be meeting the seers and pontiffs of various communities as well, to ensure that not just Lingayat vote bank, the other vote banks of the communities is safeguarded as well.
Okay, Akshara, just stay with us. We need to very quickly switch focus. Akshwat Narayanan is speaking right now, the Union Minister. We'll focus on that, then we'll come back to you in just a second.
Little bit regard for Jagadish Shettar. He's been completely exposed, boss. No chance. Even the present number, whatever they are having, the present number, the 79, they will not be able to reach the 79 itself. I'm telling you now itself, take it. You can write it wherever you want. They will not even cross the existing number. BJP. Who else? It can be only BJP. BJP come back with a comfortable majority with a record margin.
In a big jolt to the BJP just a few hours ago, former Karnataka Chief Minister Lingayat strongman Jagadish Shettar joined Congress in the presence of the Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge and DK Shivakumar. Now, according to sources, Shettar has not made any demands to the Congress High Command as of now, but the Congress has made it very clear that they want Shettar to run from Hubli, which, remember, is the ticket that the BJP had earlier denied him. Now, Shettar is one of a string of senior BJP leaders who have made their unhappiness with the BJP's most recent lists very clear and public. Shettar is the second senior Lingayat leader. There was also the former Deputy Chief Minister Lakshman Savdi, who quit the BJP and joined the Congress a few days ago. Now, it's important to note that the Congress has welcomed all of these defections. The Congress is hoping to put up an ample fight against the BJP, which is facing anti-incumbency, charges of corruption, and multiple other issues in the state on May 10th. Now, let's take a very quick look at reactions that have come in. This is what Shettar had to say about his decision. Take a look.
ನಾನು ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಕ್ಷವನ್ನು ಸೇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ. ಭಾಳ ಜನರಿಗೆ ಆಶ್ಚರ್ಯ ಆಗಿದೆ. ರಾಜ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಮಾಜಿ ಮುಖ್ಯಮಂತ್ರಿ, ಹಿಂದೆ 2 ಬಾರಿ ಪ್ರತಿಪಕ್ಷದ ನಾಯಕರಿದ್ದಂಥ, ರಾಜ್ಯದ ಅಧ್ಯಕ್ಷರಿದ್ದಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಜನತಾ ಪಾರ್ಟಿಯನ್ನು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಏಕೆ ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟಿ ಸೇರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋದು ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಚರ್ಚೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ನಮಗೆ ಬೆಳಗಿಂದ ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಹಲವಾರು ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಪ್ರೆಷರು ಬಂದರು. ಆದರೆ ಕಳೆದ ಹಲವಾರು ತಿಂಗಳಿಂದ ಒಬ್ಬ ಹಿರಿಯ ನಾಯಕನಾಗಿ ನನಗೇನು ವೇದನೆ ಆಗಿದೆ ಯಾರೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿಲ್ಲ.
एक सीनियर लीडर हमारे को बीजेपी से अपने स्वाभिमान को जब धक्का हुआ तो वो आ गए हैं, तो उनका स्वागत मैं कर रहा हूं और उनके आने से कांग्रेस को बहुत बड़ा फायदा होगा कि हमको आप 150 सीट से ज़्यादा दो। उसका मतलब यही है कि बीजेपी तोड़ फोड़ के सरकार न बनाए, खरीद परोस के सरकार न बनाए, मैक्सिमम सीट कांग्रेस को मिलना ये एक ही हमारा निशाना है और उस निशान को, उस टारगेट को साधने के लिए हम पूरे लोग कोशिश करेंगे.
ನನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಇದು ಒಂದು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅವರೇ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ಆತ್ಮಹತ್ಯೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಪೊಲಿಟಿಕಲ್ ಸೂಸೈಡ್. ಯಾವ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ, ಯಾವ ಕುಟುಂಬ ದಕ್ಷಿಣ ಭಾರತದಲ್ಲಿ ಜನಸಂಘದ ಮೂಲಕ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಸಲ ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರು ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಗ್ರೆಸ್ ಆಶಯ ತತ್ವ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತ.
Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narsimhan. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with two pictures and two stories that will put a smile on your face and also make you feel proud. And we share this pride with every father and son who want to achieve. Every father who wants their wards to go ahead and shine and enjoy their moment in the sun. And of course, every son, every daughter, every ward who wants to go ahead and see the fruits of their hard work, the dreams that their parents have woven for them, come to fruition. After waiting for more than 2 years, Arjun Tendulkar finally had his moment under the sun when he made his debut for the IPL for the Mumbai Indians. Arjun, son of Sachin Tendulkar and Anjali Tendulkar, received his IPL cap from Rohit Sharma and had a decent start. He bowled 2 overs. And it was a huge moment of pride for the Tendulkar family as Sachin watched the proceedings from inside the Mumbai Indians changing room. And he was a change room. And in fact, he was sitting in the dugout after some time. Sister Sarah cheered on from the stands. Arjun went for 5 in his first over, but then he also had the leveler in the next as Venkatesh Iyer tonked him for a 6 and a 4 overall, going for 23 in his 2 overs. But Sachin Tendulkar took to social media and said, Arjun, today you have taken yet another important step in your journey as a cricketer. As your father, someone who loves you and is passionate about the game, I know that you will continue to give the game the respect it deserves and the game will love you back. You have worked very hard to reach here and I'm sure you will continue to do so. This is the start of a beautiful journey. All the very best. Sachin's former teammates Virender Sehwag, Harbhajan Singh and Saurav Ganguly all congratulated the Master Blaster on this very special moment. Sachin was the very first captain of the Mumbai Indians in the 2008 inaugural edition. Sachin played and an 8-year-old Arjun Tendulkar watched on at that time. First time ever that a father and son have turned out for the same franchise in the IPL. 2008 Sachin Tendulkar, 2023 Arjun Tendulkar. And that's the reality, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, a moment of pride for all of us, especially Sachin, who will turn 50 on the 24th of April 2023. The other story, and of course, again, a huge matter of pride. This guy is ready to win medals for the country at the biggest of the world stage. R. Madhavan, beaming with pride and happiness as his son Vedant, has now won 5 gold in swimming at the Malaysian Invitational Age Group Championship. Madhavan shared the news on social media and said, with God's grace and all your good wishes, Vedant gets 5 gold for India, 50 meter, 100 meter, 200 meter, 400 meter and 1500 meter, with 2 personal bests at the Malaysian Invitational Age Group Championship 2023 held this weekend in Kuala Lumpur. I am elated and very grateful. This is not the first time Vedant has won big at any tournament. In the month of February 2023, Vedant won 5 gold and 2 silver at Khelo India 2023 tournament. In July last year, Vedant broke the national junior swimming record at the 48 Junior National Aquatic Championships and won the 1500 meter freestyle swimming competition. A.R. Rahman, among many others, congratulated Maddie and of course Vedant for this phenomenal achievement. And on that note, we move on to this right standing. On to a mega CNN News 18 exclusive, ladies and gentlemen. Pakistan's role exposed, caught on camera, and like they say, a picture speaks 1,000 words. It is engineering and involved in orchestrating this entire K2 formula of Kashmir and Khalistan. Its role in the anti-India protests in the United Kingdom, this entire K-bogie, and of course, openly engaging with a wanted man, a man who's been designated a terrorist by the Indian government under the Unlawful Activities Act, Prevention Act. Gurpatwant Pannu seen with Kashmiri groups in London at an event hosted by Pakistan. Intelligence sources telling CNN News 18's investigations editor Manoj Gupta that these Khalistani and Kashmiri groups are sponsored by Pakistan to malign India globally. These pictures were taken recently and Pannu was seen with Gurcharan Singh of Dal Khalsa and Paramjit Singh Pamma, a Khalistani leader. Intel sources are also telling CNN News 18 that the event was to mark successful protests against India in the United Kingdom. This is the first photo evidence that these groups are working together under the shelter of Pakistan. The pictures very clear. It's an event organized by the Pakistanis. Now we are given to understand these are recent events, ladies and gentlemen, just about a month from today that these pictures have come and this event happened. Is it around the same time that there was ruckus around the Indian embassy, outside the Indian embassy? We are still waiting for confirmation on that, but these are recent pictures. Ramneek Maan, activist, and Kuldeep Singh Shekhawat, director MATV, joining us from the UK. Ramneek Maan is with us from India. Namaste and Jai Hind, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Kuldeep Singh ji, elements involved, the involvement of Pakistan, very clear. Why are they openly engaging with a person who's designated a terrorist? And this entire K narrative is a Pak bogey. That also stands out.
Well, just to be very honest on this, one thing is very clear, that the bogey about Pakistan is out. The story that Pakistan doesn't support these kind of elements is a fake story. So now the true story is, it is Pakistan and ISI and their High Commission. They are hand in glove with all these elements. Why should one invite Pannu to a High Commission? Why should Charanjit Singh be invited to High Commission? Why Paramjit Singh Pamma needs to be invited to a High Commission? Why the Khalistani separatists being invited to Pakistani High Commission? And why Kashmiri separatists are being invited to Pakistan High Commission? So it's not a question, it's a fact. And the fact remains very clear. And honestly speaking, Pakistan is in hand in glove with these elements, and these are all anti-India elements who are working hand in glove with Pakistani authorities and the High Commission. Now, to put two and two together is not very difficult. It's not at all difficult who's funding it, where the money is coming from, why Pakistan is doing this. On top of that, Pannu, he lives in New York. So he travels all the way from New York just for this kind of meeting. What interest does he have? It's a very clear anti-India agenda. I think Government of India should take a serious note of these kind of situations and these kind of pictures and these kind of events which are being organized still by Pakistan, and they should be given a...
But the larger question, Kuldeep Singh ji, is why is it that the British government is allowing secessionists a free run? His intent is secessionist. His intent is a direct threat to the sovereignty of India. Whatever be his narrative, why is he getting a free run and he is engaging with an enemy of the state?
See, two things. First of all, he is a American national, so he must be getting a visa to come to UK. But it is up to the UK authorities to rein them in. UK authorities are not doing anything to stop them, to control them, to talk to them, make them behave, make them talk, put sense in them. No, it is the UK authorities which are really blatantly supporting them, inside out, because they are traveling to UK and doing all this, including Pamma, including Gurcharan, including Avatar Khanda. Why these people are there in UK? Because it is the British government which is turning a blind eye for them and not listening to Indian authorities and the Indian government to rein them in or bring them to the law. So one thing, Government of India should give a clear message to the British authorities that okay, this is high time. They went on to pull Indian flag down from the High Commission, which is not acceptable. Please act on them, and I think this is being done.
Why should we? Why do we have to take a tone of please, etc., Ramneek Maan? Because if India were to engage directly with IRA, engage with those who are secessionist and want to break away from Britain, There are so many elements, so many entities who want Great Britain to be separate. There are referendums as far as Scotland is concerned. There are other movements. So should India also openly start engaging with them and give India a safe haven for these kind of entities? How will the